I'm trying to pay off my mortgage faster than 30 years. And at the very least, I'm trying to pay off my mortgage down to the point where I can drop PMI from my loan so I don't pay a monthly fee every single month. So, this video is a monthly update on my progress for this goal. This is Pennies Not Perfection, where we talk about doing small, consistent actions over time to improve our financial lives and hit big financial goals. And I've done this with lots of other things. So I'm hoping that with this mortgage, we can do the same thing. This mortgage is definitely the largest amount of money that I've been dealing with ever in my financial journey. And it is a really big number. And it's kind of scared me over the last few months as we've gotten used to paying this bigger payment. But honestly, seeing very little progress in the balance dropping. But these are the numbers in reality of our 2025 mortgage. So let's look at where we're at. We started the month at a balance of $360,699.06. And I did make a principal only payment this month, but it was just $12.50. That's not a ton of money, but that is a third of what I make from short form videos, basically just on TikTok. I do put them here on YouTube sometimes, and I will be putting money toward it from YouTube. So I did put $12.50 toward the loan, and that dropped our balance down to $360,686.56. So that's where we're starting today. And we are slowly inching our way to being under 360,000. And the mortgage when we started this loan, which was back in, I think, May, was 364,500. So despite a lot of $3,000 payments this year, we are not really making that much progress because every time I make a payment, you'll see later on when I break down the mortgage payment, a lot of money is going toward interest. And as of this month, I have paid over $13,000 in interest on this loan. So our payment for the month is $2,919.17. From that $2,919, we actually only pay $357.86 toward principal. That's the only part of the payment that's going toward paying down the loan. So we are really only getting like $350 worth of progress on dropping the loan balance every single month right now, which is not a lot. And in contrast to that, of our $2,919 payment, $1,916.15 went toward interest. So right there, the bank is getting a lot of money in interest, and we are getting really nothing to show for it. So that's generally why a lot of times people will say that buying a house and renting are not that dissimilar. And especially if you're only going to stay for a few years, if you're not going to stay there forever and pay off the home, then honestly, sometimes you're better off renting, because we could probably find a house for about the same amount as we're paying in interest right now, which is crazy. But that's okay. We do like owning homes, and hopefully this one will be paid down as well. And the faster we pay it off, the less interest we'll pay, which is why we're doing extra payments. And then our escrow amount from this mortgage payment is $645.16. And that escrow payment will probably change in the next year as it either goes up or down based on a couple different factors. It'll probably be going up unless we pay the difference, or it could possibly go down as we try to find new insurance, because we had a whole debacle with insurance on this house earlier in the year. And I'm hopeful that we can get better insurance going forward, but we will see. And that will be a fluctuating factor in our payment every single month, or we will have to once a year kind of settle that up. That 645 does include our PMI, and our PMI per month is pretty low. It's only $45 per month, but it would be a smaller amount in going toward that escrow account if we were not paying PMI as part of our payment. So once we get this paid down to another 10%, so once we get to having 20% equity in this house, we can drop PMI, and that would be great, getting $45 back per month. Then that can go toward principal and paying down the loan as well. That's the goal, at least. So to get to that goal, we actually pay the mortgage down. And to do that, there's only one way to do it, and that is paying extra toward the principal. And you can do it several different ways. You can do biweekly payments. You can do extra payments every single month. You can round up. There's lots of ways to do this. And right now we are doing those extra little payments per month. And then I'm also rounding up my payment. So instead of paying $2,919, I'm actually going to pay $3,000 this month. And that difference, that $80.83, is going to be put directly toward principal. So because I'm putting that $80.83 with the $357, I'm actually paying $438.69 toward principal reduction just in this mortgage payment of $3,000. But that's still not a lot. So we have a long way to go on actually making really big progress with this loan. But I am happy that we are able to at least pay like a little bit extra every single month. So I did the $80 and the $12.50. So that's not a ton. And I'm hoping that it will get a little bit higher. But like I said, we are making some progress and we celebrate that here. So yay! And with that $3,000 payment, our new balance is $360,247.87. Just based on what our payment will do next month, we will be under $360,000, which is so exciting. I will say we have adjusted pretty well to that $3,000 payment, and I'm not as worried about it as when we first made the move like 6 months ago. I was really nervous that going from a $1,500 mortgage payment to a $3,000 mortgage payment and actually having both some months would just completely wreck us. And I'll be honest, it did kind of throw us for a loop for the first few months, and we were kind of treading thin ice and falling a little bit behind with our spending and all of that extra mortgage payment expense in our budget too. But I think at this point, now that we have the other house rented and we are not paying that $1,500 every month, the $3,000 payment is actually not that bad. It's really not. It has fit in pretty well with our general income and budgeting, and I'm not super stressed out about it like I thought I would be. So I'm really looking forward to in 2026 kind of ramping up the extra payments and trying to put more toward the actual pay down of the mortgage so that we can get to that point where we can drop PMI and then we can look at different options for how we proceed from there. Basically, we are comfortable with what I'm making to pay our mortgage, but to do extra to get the really big mortgage pay down that I want, I'm going to have to change something. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be changing or how I'm going to be kind of creating extra income to tackle that. But I know I can do it because I've done it in the past, and I just haven't been at the point yet where I could tackle that because I've been investing a lot of my time into family issues and health issues. And that has taken a lot of time and honestly caused a little bit of burnout. The caregiving aspect and the mental load of taking on someone else's healthcare decisions and their just general well being. Even if you're not like doing physical caretaking every day, I've found that does still take a massive toll. So because of that, I've not had as much time to invest into my business or into videos or into figuring out how to pay off this house, which is one of my big financial goals. But I have come to kind of an end point in that journey of helping someone through something. And I'm now at the point where I have more time and more energy. And in 2026, I am going to be really focusing on the aspect of trying to pay down this loan and also trying to get ready for in case we want to buy another house, which sounds kind of crazy as I'm talking about paying off this house, but that is one of our real estate goals as well. We do want to own multiple rentals. So I need to both drop this loan down so we don't have as much debt to our name so that I can do that as well. So basically all points lead to me paying down this loan so that we can be in a better place for everything we need. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm saying it here, I'm saying it now, and it's going to happen because once you put things out into the world, that makes them more likely to be achieved. So thank you guys for watching and thank you for supporting me. If you have any ideas on videos you'd like to see, I would love to know so that I can make them for the future so I can increase the little pot that I pull money from to pay off this mortgage. Let me know and I'll see you in this video over here.